I'm low-key crying. It's really like crazy. So I really just can't believe that shit. Like I really couldn't believe it. It's not funny, Kevin. No, it's really crazy because it's really crazy because men do not like whores. Let me make this very simple. They may sleep with a whore, they may hang out with a whore, but they will not wife a whore. Okay? You guys look for the exception of the rule to try to make it the rule, and that's what you guys were looking for in Megan Thee Stallion. And it is just not reality. The fact of the matter is, you cannot make prostitution music speak about men like they are nothing, twerk all day, and think that any man in this world is going to take you serious, let alone make you a wife. And it's only black women that have this mentality. They think that because a woman is rich and because she's beautiful, that she's automatically of value. Like, what it like I'm so confused. I don't understand what goes through you guys' brain. Like, you don't understand morals, values, integrity. Those things matter, not just money. I know in your little bubbles, everything is about money, but in everyone else's world, it is not. And until you guys are able to grasp basic concepts and actually listen to men when they tell you what they like and they don't like, you guys will continue to be losers. Men do not like horror.
Alright, so most of this is true in my opinion. Men do not like horror. You get me? I say men like to have a fun time with them, have them sexually. Because they can please men good sexually. You get me? I say, but this doesn't go for every man. Because if you look on the history of some of the richest entertainers, like Kanye West, Wiz Khalifa, Lil Wayne, and the list can goes on, they have been with women that are in the same capacity as Megan. Doing the same thing. Just because they're rich, that doesn't mean they're not living, they're not for the streets. You get me? I say? And I think it's crazy because Megan Thee Stallion, as much as Megan Thee Stallion is this type of person, there's a lot of other names can call, like Lori Harvey, was Kim Kardashian, and just because that they're rich is like they're not for the streets. You get me? I say? And it's crazy because in my opinion, I think it's the woman's fault. Because if you're constantly doing the same test over and over and you're putting in the same answer, you're literally going to get the same result. These type of women like a certain type of men. You get me? Answer? And as I said, if you're doing the same test and you're putting in the same result, the same answers, you're going to get the same result. So if you go for the same type of man over and over again, basically the same thing happens. Because there's no man that want to date a woman or marry a woman that every man can walk around and say, no, I am not that. You get me? I say, if there's no way a man are gonna feel comfortable in himself knowing that, alright, we go to the dance, 5 man can say, alright, I have sex with that woman already. You get me? I say, we go to a wedding, 5 other man can say, oh, you get me? I say, so this can be it can be a lot of scenarios, when it comes to having a certain type of woman. And I think most men just want to have a fun time with women like that, and it's like the woman basically lose track for say, alright, this is a romantic relationship, when it's literally just a joy, entertaining moment, or a moment where they enjoy themselves. You get me? I say, and most of and people always say, yo, but the man them talk to world, but bro, don't keep on a compare, man. A woman cannot do what a man do. Simple as that. A woman cannot do what a man do. You get me? I say, a man can go in and have sex with 10 women and impregnate 10 of them one time. You get me? I say, a woman cannot do that. A woman literally have to be impregnated by one man and wait 9 months. You get me? I say, and I honestly think there's no comparison between it, because if a woman have sex with 50 men, she can call her whore, right? But if a man have sex with 50 girls, he's gonna be called a gallus. You get me? So there's no comparison when it comes to what a woman can do, what a man can do. There's no comparison. You get me? I say, and it's not even a big deal. Me honestly don't think it's a big deal overseas or in Hollywood or in the music entertainment or so forth. Because bro, most of these women are doing the same thing. Most of these successful, beautiful, sexy entertainers, actress, woman, has been doing the same thing, bro. Lori Harvey has been talking to a lot of niggas over the years, bro. You get me? I say, and yet still more niggas want them because they are attracted. You're attractive. You get me? I say, and that's something that constantly happen, bro. Because if Lori Harvey should left the man that she's with now, eventually by a couple of weeks she's gonna find somebody else in that capacity, somebody successful like I want her, bro. You get me? I say so. I honestly think it does make a difference in who these women talk to and what they do, because at the end of the day, nothing not change. If you're doing a test, putting in the same answer, you're literally going to get the same result. So that's what basically I reach these ladies right now. And meeting majority of them reach a point where they want to settle down. You get me? I saying that I got hard to do, because if I'm an entertainer and I want to get a piece of Megan Thee Stallion, right? And she decides, alright, I can settle down me out of everyone. You have been with 50 niggas or more, and you want to settle down with me? That's not gonna work.
The only people surprised about Megan Thee Stallion and Klay are women. I don't even know why men making any content about it. This is one-sided. Men have been saying it's a fake relationship, it's PR. Men have been saying Megan Thee Stallion is not wifey material. She ran through. Men have been saying, y'all see what she did to Tory Lanez? Come on, bro. Then they talking about he cheated on Megan Thee Stallion? Megan Thee Stallion? Yeah. The same Megan that was banging her best friend's man behind her back. And then at that same time was banging the baby. Then on top of that, I don't even know if Klay actually cheated. If we going off of Megan's word, she has zero credibility. We have no reason to trust anything she says. Klay didn't need her. She needed him. Why you think he was single all these years in the league? Y'all be thinking y'all favorite celebrity, y'all favorite female celebrity is just bigger than the program. When dudes found out that Klay got with Megan Thee Stallion, we all was like, bro, that was the dumbest thing you could do. What is you doing, Klay? You tweaking. But for some reason, y'all think Klay missing out on Megan? I'm telling you, the man and woman dynamic, bro, the way we think versus the way women think. Now with all of this going on, everything going down, all the women are just so shocked. How could he do such a thing? When dudes have been saying this is...
Ladies, I want to talk about this arrogance in us. I'll say us because I'm a woman. Where you think you can change a person's behavior. Like, men are smart enough to know, okay, she's a hoe. Like, that's just what she is. I'm not the guy that's just gonna change it all. It don't matter who the guy is. Even Chris Brown made a song saying these ain't loyal. I want y'all to get... Men have accepted it exactly the way it is, but you all, fantasy world. He's not gonna do it to me. How could he do that to me? I'm me. I'm so special. Y'all think y'all got this grandiose sense of self. And so this Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion thing, it was only inevitable. What did Shaq say? 6 months? I think Shaq gave it 3 months or 6 months. Like, after that thing happened with Tory Lanez and all that information dropped, do y'all not? First of all, a lot of people thought it was just a marketing type relationship. But y'all see this man, like, he Klay Thompson. And that's what I'm saying. Like, men come into scenarios with women, hey, sign this prenup, because I know how women can be. Like, men are very aware, unless they're green, unless dudes is green and they ain't got no, like, experience. You know, they'll always think, oh, she's just an angel. She'll be great for me. But guys look at track records most of the time. Y'all refuse to look at the Carfax. Klay Thompson, Megan Thee Stallion, he knew what he was getting with Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. I already know y'all ladies gonna try to look out for each other because y'all always do. Y'all reward bad behavior. Y'all reward bad behavior in yourselves. Y'all, not all. Because I know it's going to be some women, nah, I don't be rocking with... Calm down. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. You can't be Sexy Red. You can't be Cardi B and then be expecting this fairy tale for a hood nigga to ride up on a white horse or in not a white horse, but a Cadillac on 22s or something and whisk you away into the sunset and get married. I rarely see you all just marrying thugs. These thugs is not marrying y'all. I rarely ever just see thug weddings. Like, it's not happening. And y'all just keep like, and I'm thankful as the good guy over here. Every day it take me every day it take everything out of me not to be mean to women because y'all like it. It just works. It just works. It just works. Y'all want the guy that everybody wants. And then y'all usually don't want him until it's too late. What would stop? I mean, like, I knew this wasn't gonna work. They not even from the same background. I just posted a video about divesting. Y'all be thinking y'all grew up in the hood, ain't had no culture, no etiquette classes, no lady classes, don't know, and y'all be wanting a CEO of a company. You're not even evenly yoked with that man. Y'all have got to start being more realistic. These guys are always what they are, and they keep showing. But you know what? Y'all will do it for the 5 minutes of fame. Anything to not have to date down. Anything to make you feel like, well, that's what your level is. Your level is a person that can have as many people as they want. And somebody made a valid statement the other day about men get more money, get more options. Women get more money and get less options. And then they blame the men. It's just men are not attracted to that as much. That's all. It's just not. They just not. Those women those women don't receive them the same way that the women who are doing less or what. It's just what it is. And I do know some women in high places that have men on their level, but a lot of times they met in their younger years or they met on their way up. So they built together, and he respects her a certain way. They respect each other a certain way. Even the women who dated the men that were with them on their way up, they respect them a little bit more because, even though sometimes they leave. But this Klay Thompson thing, and Megan Thee Stallion thing, it's just y'all think y'all so special. Oh, he'll do it for me. I'm me. Y'all keep getting a rude awakening. You are not special, sweetheart, unless you're special. Unless you're special. And then the world is going to have your back. But I'm not having Megan Thee Stallion back on this one. I'm sorry. Like, you're not, he was never going to look at you like, it's just the truth, man. People can say what they want to say. Like, I'm just a regular person. What do I know? But I just made a video on this, and it just, like, men are looking at what you used to do and how you used to act and deciding, is this the woman of my children? Is this the woman that's going to raise my babies? Y'all argue with me on my last post about the shawties and all that stuff. Last time I checked, women are the least likely to be visited in prisons. Men are not pen paling these women and marrying them. Men are not on these apps saying, oh, got to find me a woman in jail to raise my children. Y'all going up to the jails, marrying the men in the jails, bringing them home into your house. I don't know many men. Please DM me. Send me all the videos of men just taking in women for prison. Men do not like women that are unladylike. It doesn't matter when you try to change it around too late. It's just what it is. So y'all gonna keep trying to reach for the stars thinking you're up there and you're really not. Y'all just gonna share this man. Be okay with sharing this man. Guys are okay with the fact they gotta get the money. Guys are okay with the fact that they gotta stay in shape. Guys is okay with the fact that they gotta live a certain way. But y'all, we ain't gotta do nothing. All we gotta do is be pretty and show up. It's not enough. It's not enough for Klay Thompson. It's not enough for those men. You're gonna have to set yourself apart. And I promise you, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be